Hello and welcome back into another episode of In My Thoughts. As per usual, I'm Blessing and today it is Sunday. I usually post these videos on Saturdays because I think it works best for me. But yesterday a lot happened. Didn't get to post. I didn't have any video ready as well. But today, moving to more important things, I want to talk about testimonies. As you guys know, this is in my thoughts, so things that I've been thinking about. But I've got a list of in my thoughts because if I don't write them down, I'll forget. Do you know what I mean? And this has been on my list for a long time, and I never really get the time. I never really got the time to really explain it thoroughly. And I'm speaking really slowly, guys, because I want to say what I want to say properly, but I only have 5 minutes, so I'm gonna try my best. But what I've been thinking about is that there's this idea and belief that a testimony, in order for it to be a testimony, needs to be this grandiose, big, like you're listening to it and you're going, wow, like it's even hard to comprehend. If you have to research it, you have to find a lot of data because it's not you know what I mean? You have to justify it, it's not possible. Like miracle type of testimonies, you know what I mean? And it is, all testimonies are miracles, to be honest, because you don't expect them. But at the same time, I feel like that takes a lot from testimonies to begin with, because it doesn't have to be anything so extraordinary. It can be something so small, but it makes the biggest difference. And I feel like because there's this ideology and this belief that it has to be a testimony needs to be something big. Whenever you hear whenever you're telling a testimony, you kind of feel pressure to puff it up, kind of add stuff to it, kind of make it, although A happened, you want to add a little bit of B, just add a little bit in there just so people will be more prone to be, wow, no way this actually happened. And I think that's kind of crazy. It's crazy that you people have the need, feel the need to do that when the story, the testimony in itself already carries so much power. It's do you not think that what God has done already isn't enough? That you have to add your own a little bit something. Do you think God should have done more and that's why you add it more? You know what I mean? It's very tricky territory to me. And I think it's such a shame because generally there's so much that God does that we just take for granted. And even if you don't take it for granted, when we're then going to share it with other people, we just somewhere feel like it's not enough. And I it actually makes me so upset. And I feel like because of that, testimonies I've lost there, we've become accustomed to testimonies because they all sound the same. They all have the same pattern. They all have, you know what I mean? We've become accustomed to testimonies. Yes, that's really it. You just think all the usual stuff, all the I got a house, and blah 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 blah. You feel you're just used to it. So unless it's something extraordinary, you won't see it as a testimony. And that to me shows that we've become accustomed to testimonies. We don't feel even a small thing that's never small, but something that has happened to somebody and he has changed their world. We would see it as a testimony, yeah, praise God. But he's okay, fair enough. But if someone tells the same story, but it's got different sides to it, and it's got different plot lines, and it's got blah, 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 then we'll see it in a different way. And I think that's such a shame. That is really a shame. You never know what the testimony that you're trying to tell can do. If you think the testimony is boring, not saying that anyone thinks the testimony is boring, but if you think your testimony is boring, you never know what you sharing it can do for somebody else. Sometimes it's not about you. It really isn't about you. You never know the person hearing the testimony, what it can do to them. Because somebody can be in the moment of waiting. They feel like that thing is not going to happen for me because I've been waiting so long. Then what's the point of me even, But your testimony come, you say, I've waited for 50 years and it happened. That can give someone so much hope. Or sometimes you feel like everybody's sharing their testimony about similar topic, about similar, you know what I mean? And that has nothing to do with what I'm waiting for, what I'm praying for. But then someone comes with their testimony and there's the same thing that I was praying for. And it's wow, God can do that, you know what I mean? And yeah, so when you feel I can't share my testimony because it's not, you're missing, you're, someone is losing from it. You're losing from it. They're losing from it. Everyone is losing from it. Share your testimony. share your testimony. And as a collective, let's stop being so like accustomed to testimony, like so be used to it, desensitized actually to testimonies, that when we hear one, we're like, yeah, fair enough. Like, you know what I mean? Because we've heard it before. So it's like, fair enough. Like, be in awe every time you hear a testimony, because that's insane. Like, that's something that God has done something for that person. And God is to be praised for that thing, because God can do that thing. And in the same way, I know I've said that it's not about you, but sometimes when you share your testimony and you remember, you acknowledge the testimony, what God has done for you, it helps you as well, because God forbid you're in that situation again. You remember that God has done it one time, so you can do it again. So I just wanted to share this, because I feel like it is really easy to just get lost in the sauce. You know what I mean? And not see the greatness and really how great God's work really is. But yeah, I'm going to leave some scriptures as well on the screen. But I genuinely wanted to get this message across. It really matters to me, and I hope you think about it the way I'm thinking about it. Thank you so much for joining this video. Thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you so much for giving me your time, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.